It's Sunday. You know what that means? It's time for Comic Book Jeopardy. What's up, everyone? I'm Guy Wozniak, and you are watching episode number 12 of Comic Book Jeopardy. And I think I made a little bit of a mistake here. I'm wearing a shirt that has green on it, and I've got a green screen behind me, so I don't know how that's going to work out. Probably pretty poorly, but oh well, the show has got to go on. Now, with that said, on today's show, we have 6 new categories of clues for you guys to dive into, including our Comic Book Guy channel members' selected category for this week. And yeah, let me give a big thank you for the support to those channel members, both for supporting the show, I really greatly appreciate it, and for helping us pick categories every week. It is actually a lot of help. Sometimes it's hard to come up with what I want to go with. Now, if anyone else wants to sign up for a membership, there should be a little join button down below this video. Just click on that button and you'll be eligible to participate in those weekly category polls, and you can vote on future episodes' categories. With all of that said, let's talk about the categories this week. Our first category and our member-selected category for this episode will be Nightwing. And Nightwing beat both Deadpool and Spawn in the members' poll this week, which I gotta say, I'm just a little bit disappointed about. I really want to see a Spawn category make it on the show, but I like Nightwing, so I'm not too disappointed. Category number 2 this week will be the Deadly Foes of Iron Man, series of questions all about some of Iron Man's toughest villains. Category number 3 is Batman 66, and it's a set of clues all about the classic Batman show from the year 1966. Category number 4 this week is Weakness, and in this one, you'll get a bunch of questions all about characters and their weaknesses. Category number 5 this week will be It Was a Comic, and this is a bunch of clues about movies that you might not know actually were comic books first. And finally, category 6 is Dungeons and Dragons. Now, I told you it was coming a week or two ago, and here it is. And if you grew up collecting comic books like I did, I'm guessing there's a good chance you also played D&D as well. And as I have said in the past, well, yes, this is quote-unquote Comic Book Jeopardy. I do want to include some other, at least tangentially related topics from time to time. And I think D&D is the perfect candidate for a category that isn't exclusively related to comics, but it deserves to be on the show. So with all of that said, let me kick it over to my buddy and my co-host Matt to run you through the game board today, and I'll be back at the end to wrap things up.
Hey gang, it's Matt, and I'm back to help out with another round of Comic Book Jeopardy, so get ready. Nightwing for 200. Famously Batman's first sidekick, Nightwing's real name is this. What is Dick Grayson? Deadly Foes of Iron Man for 200. This Iron Man antagonist first appeared in Iron Man number 200 and was later portrayed by Jeff Bridges in the first Iron Man movie. Who is Obadiah Stane? Batman 66 for 200. He is the actor that portrayed Batman in the show. Who is Adam West? Weakness for 200. This primary color was the Green Lantern's greatest weakness for decades. What is yellow? It was a comic for 200. This incredibly popular 1997 movie starring Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones is based on a series from the Malibu Comics line. What is Men in Black? D&D for 200. He was the original creator and designer for Dungeons and Dragons. And obviously that would be, who is Gary Gygax? And that's it for the 200-point cupcake round. So now let's start off with the 400-point questions where things are going to start to get a little more difficult. Nightwing for 400. Dick Grayson first appeared in comics as Nightwing in this comic book? What is Tales of the Teen Titans number 44? Deadly Foes of Iron Man for 400. This long-running Iron Man foe is best known for using 10 alien rings, each with a different power. Who is the Mandarin? Batman 66 for 400. The bust of this famous playwright hid the switch that granted access to the bat poles. Who is Bill Shakespeare? Weakness for 400. While it is no more harmful to him than it is to anyone else, this has caused Martian Manhunter severe anxiety and panic. What is fire? It was a comic for 400. This 2005 neo-noir style film starring Bruce Willis, Jessica Alba, and Mickey Rourke, amongst many others, is based on a comic written by Frank Miller. What is Sin City? D&D for 400. In AD&D 2nd edition, this term was the acronym used to determine the number you need to roll in order to hit a monster. What is Thaco, or to hit armor class 0? And that's it for the 400-point round. Now we're going to move on to the 600-point round. Nightwing for 600. The moniker of Nightwing was first used by this hero way back in 1963. Who is Superman? Deadly Foes of Iron Man for 600. This red-hued villain, first introduced in 1963, is the Cold War-era Soviet Union version of Iron Man. Who is one of my favorite armored villains, Crimson Dynamo. I just love that look. Batman 66 for 600. This famous car designer created the 66 Batmobile and many other TV cars, including the Munster Coach, Dragula, and Green Hornet's Black Beauty. Who is George Barris? Weakness for 600. Cyclops' optic blast cannot penetrate this material, so he uses it to help control them. What is Ruby Quartz? It was a comic for 600. This 2007 horror film was based on a miniseries from IDW about a small Alaskan town entering its 30-day-long polar night. What is 30 Days of Night? A really terrifying film to see it if you haven't seen it. D&D for 600. Running for 27 episodes from 1983 to 1985, the Dungeons & Dragons cartoon's main antagonist was this evil winged sorcerer. Who is Venger? And that will wrap up the 600-point round. But before we start the 800-point round, a quick message from Guy about our 10,000 subscriber giveaway. Take it away, Guy.
One of you will win this collection of Wolverine comics when the channel hits 10,000 subscribers. This is the 1982's Wolverine miniseries issues 1 through 4 from the legendary team of Frank Miller and Chris Claremont. So let's keep it real simple. If you want to win these books, do two things. First, be sure to subscribe to the channel because only subscribers are eligible for this giveaway. Second, when we hit 10,000 subscribers, I will post the giveaway announcement video. You have to see this video to find out who will win, so make sure that you have notifications turned on, because you don't want to miss that.
And now back to the Jeopardy and our 800-point round. Nightwing for 800. Dick Grayson's Nightwing persona is credited to these two creators. Who are the legendary Marv Wolfman and George Perez. Deadly Foes of Iron Man for 800. This Iron Man villain was named after a mythological creature and was introduced in the comic series Tales of Suspense in 1964? Who is Unicorn? Batman 66 for 800. While Commissioner Gordon was the top cop, this character was his second in command. Who is Chief O'Hara? Weakness for 800. The mutant Domino has an intense phobia to these diminutive creatures. What are chickens? It was a comic for 800. This 2002 Prohibition-era movie starring Tom Hanks, Paul Newman, and Jude Law was based on a DC Comics series. What is Road to Perdition? D&D for 800. Dungeons & Dragons is played using a set of 6 different polyhedral dice, the largest of which having this many sides. What is a 20-sided die, or an icosahedron? All right, that's it for the 800-point round, and now on to the 1,000-point round where things get really intense. Nightwing for 1,000. Dick Grayson has been known as Robin, Nightwing, and following the events of the Zero Hour storyline, he was temporarily known as this. What is Batman? Deadly Foes of Iron Man for 1,000. This villain requires an exoskeleton to move that is powered by siphoning cerebral energy from his victims. Who is the Controller? Batman 66 for 1,000. This famous Batman villain was renamed in the comic after the character appeared in the television show. Who is Mr. Freeze? And give yourself an extra 500 points if you know what his original name was. Weakness for 1,000. Gladiator is easily the most powerful member of the Shi'ar Imperial Guard, but the level of his power can fluctuate a great deal based on his level of this. What is self-confidence? It was a comic for 1,000. This 2005 action thriller about a former hitman in hiding, starring Viggo Mortensen, was based on a DC graphic novel. What is A History of Violence? D&D for 1,000. Dungeons & Dragons has been depicted in comics dozens of times over the years, but this title from 1988 was the longest-running series consisting of 36 consecutive issues. What is Advanced Dungeons & Dragons? And that wraps it up for the 1,000-point round. Now onto the final Jeopardy category of Spider-Man Legends and Lore. Now how it works is you can wager as many points as you've been able to earn thus far. And don't worry about taking points away if you get the question wrong. We're not really concerned about that. Now onto the question. In a Spider-Man story arc by Stan Lee and Gil Kane, after the death of Captain Stacy, Spider-Man developed a serum to remove his powers, but this happened instead. What is he grew 4 additional arms? And that'll wrap it up for Comic Book Jeopardy this week. Now back to Guy.
Hey, it's Guy, and I'm back to close this episode out. Let me say thanks to all of the channel members for supporting the show, and thanks to everybody for watching. We greatly appreciate all of the support. The channel has been growing really fast. We're almost to 5,000 subscribers. Now, with that said, let me wrap this one up by saying, as always, keep collecting comics, keep watching the videos, and until the next one, bye now.